Secondly, thirdly, Breath of the Wild 2. They showed some gameplay. They have a title. People think that the game's gonna take longer to come out because it doesn't have a title yet. They said that they do have a title. They just can't tell us the title because the title is a spoiler. So they showed some gameplay. They didn't show much because the game comes out in like a year, maybe more, honestly. They showed Link falling from the sky. Hyrule Castle is lifted into the air. There are floating islands everywhere, and because of that, people are assuming, because they recently re-released Skyward Sword, that this might tie in a little bit to Skyward Sword and Skyloft, which was essentially Hyrule before Hyrule was Hyrule. It was in the sky, and then it came down, and it became Hyrule. And they're thinking that this might be, tied into that a bit. And also, people are thinking that you play as two different characters, like a past version of Link, and then the modern day version of Link. And there were several memes talking about how people were like, please let us play Zelda, and Nintendo's like, no. And honestly, I think this game series has been around for, I think, like 25 years. They had their 5-year, 20, or maybe 30 years, something around that time anniversary a couple months ago. Let me look it up actually. But within all that time, despite the series being called The Legend of Zelda, you've never been able to play as Zelda as the main character. There have been like games like Hyrule Warrior, where it's a hack and slash, you can play several different characters, sure, but you never get it's their 35th anniversary. Wow, even older than that. But you never get a main game where they should make. I feel like personally they should make a game where Zelda is the hero and Link is the prince. And I feel like that would be really interesting. I would also like a game where the main character is Ganon and you play as Ganondorf specifically, obviously, human form. And I feel like that would be really dope. But yeah, how you feel about Breath of the Wild 2?
I just don't want to have to go get the Master Sword again. That's really my only.
I don't think you'll have to get the Master Sword again. At least I hope not, because it's like, bro, you already got the Master Sword.
Like, that's exactly my point. I'm like, we just got the Master Sword. I don't want to be sitting here watching all my weapons break one after another.
Well, now that you put it like that, you might have to find it. You might have to find a Master Sword again, because the weapon breaking mechanic is a thing. I like the weapon breaking mechanic.
I hate the weapon breaking.
And I feel like if you got the Master Sword and then it was unbreakable, you would have no reason to use any other weapon. So
I'm fine with that. I don't want to use another weapon. I think specifically because I find a nice weapon and then it breaks. And there's one way to you can get it to glitch so it repairs your weapon, but you can't repair your weapon. That's
the thing that I feel like that's all they need. I like the weapon break mechanic. What I think they fail at is that you can't fix weapons. You can't repair your weapons. I think that they need that. I think that's an addition they should definitely add to this game. You should be able to either go somewhere to repair your weapons or be able to repair them yourself with materials that you collect. Like maybe you collect metal, and if you get enough metal, you can repair your weapons. You know what I mean?
I would love that.
I think that would be great. And also maybe you get materials that allows you to speed up the cooldown on your Master Sword.
That would be cool.
So yeah, that would actually be really dope. That way, if you have a really nice weapon that you want to keep forever, you can keep it. When I finally do, because I've been wanting to switch to play Breath of the Wild, and I've been hoping for a Pro, but we didn't get it announced. So if we at E3, so it's definitely not happening anytime soon. So I'll probably just bite the bullet and just get a Switch. So I can play Metroid and Breath of the Wild. But you can get a house in that game, and you could get weapon racks, put your weapons on. And a person I watched play the game with all the legendary weapons you would get from the four, what were they called, warriors or something like that, I forget. He would put them all on the wall because he didn't want to break them. He didn't want to break Mipha's trident and stuff like that. He didn't want to break any of those weapons, or both his sword and shield. He didn't want to break those weapons, so he would just hang them up in his house.
Wait, I'm sorry, you can get weapons from the Divine Beasts?
No.
What?
No, you don't get weapons from the Divine Beasts. You get weapons from completing missions.
Okay, I'm just not that far yet. Okay.
You complete missions to get those weapons. I'm
sitting here freaking out. I missed two weapons now.
If you're gonna get weapons from Divine Beast, it would be like apparent. But I think there are specific quests you have to do to get specific weapons that the other warriors used.
Also, you can buy a house in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't think it's a thing that it's not like a, because really there isn't a set storyline. You just kind of, it's very open, and I love that about it. So you just wander around and fight stuff. In the town where that tiny lady that's old but young looking, if you go there, you could buy a house.
I'm looking for a tutorial for this because I'm going to do that.
You could buy a house.